Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out Entitled Parents. Story 1. Unvaxxed grandmother meets her grandchild and doesn't wear a mask. Complete saga. Hello everyone. Here is the entirety of my unvaxxed grandmother meets her grandchild and doesn't wear a mask trilogy. Original post, December 3, 21. This isn't really my story and I haven't heard a whole lot about it. However, it does have to do with my family and I've heard enough about it. So, here we go. My cousin and his wife got married last year and earlier this month gave birth to a healthy baby girl. The three of them live out of state. Don't know exactly how far away I am, not really close with this particular cousin though we have a friendly relationship. Last week, his father and stepmom went to visit them and see the baby. Now I shall digress a bit and tell you about the stepmom. She is an interesting person. I don't know exactly when she came into my uncle and cousin's lives, but I know it was when my cousin was a child. It's worth noting that the cousin who has the newborn is the stepmom's bio child. The stepmom has always been a bit nuts. My biological cousin is gay and we've all been supportive and loving of him. Although my stepmom still loves him, she is still in a bit of denial about his sexuality despite him having a boyfriend who he moved states with. I haven't even brought up my sexuality with her. She used to be a leader in her church group. Keyword being used to be. What happened, you ask? Well, a couple years ago, she cheated on my uncle with the pastor of the church. Needless to say, she was booted from the church after that. However, my uncle decided to stay with her and work things out. In fairness, this seems to have been the right choice to make since they have been happy ever since. I was so angry when I found out that she had cheated, but honestly, it really doesn't occupy much space in my mind anymore. My uncle is vaccinated, he has had coronavirus in the past but he ended up being okay, but his wife is not. So, they went down to the state. My uncle was so happy to see his grandchild and he couldn't stop smiling from what I've been told. From what I've heard, whenever he talks about his grandchild, he does so with the biggest smile on his face. I am so happy for him. A grandparent like this is great for a child to have in their life. And now for the stepmom. She visited as well but did not wear a mask despite no being vaccinated. And just a friendly reminder that my uncle has had coronavirus. That's right. The stepmom potentially exposed an infant to the virus. My aunt, my uncle's father, found out about this fact and was fucking livid. She called my uncle and expressed her anger that his wife potentially exposed the baby to the virus. I've been told that my aunt said that if the baby ends up getting sick, she will beat the stepmom's ass. I haven't heard any news about the baby being sick yet and I can only hope for the best. For those of you who are wondering why my cousin didn't say anything, I really couldn't tell you. However, I hope this inspires him to lay down some hard boundaries. First update, December 10, 21. Link to original post here, https://www.reddit.com/r/entitledparents/. Story 2. At this point I wouldn't be surprised if my entitled mom asked about activities on my wedding night. A rant. My mom is so beyond entitled with my upcoming wedding. The entire planning process has been characterized by me and my fiancé stating what we want and my mom pushing back incessantly on every tiny detail. My shoes. Whether I wear a veil or not. How we list our wedding party and the made-up titles we give them. The giving away language for the bride. And many other things. It's my parents' daughter's wedding, not me and my fiancé, and I'm over it. She blatantly told me my fiancé should have minimal involvement and it should be me and her. I'm so tired of being yelled at for the dumbest things. You must dictate the color suits for dads, you must wear your hair down, etc. She even goes behind our backs to plan things, and the level of guilt-tripping and manipulation is next level. She truly believes she's entitled to a deep relationship and all of my inner world and relationships without having any awareness about how to build deep relationships. At this point, I wouldn't at all be surprised if she asked me the morning after my wedding about any activities we did or did not partake in, and she'd likely find a reason to be mad at me about it. She has no understanding or respect of boundaries, and I can't wait to move thousands of miles away from her in 2 weeks. I'm so angry that she's pushed so hard on this wedding and railroaded my wishes. I know she loves me in her way and wants to give me the best, but I'm sick and tired of that intention excusing her behavior. I'm just so fucking over it. This will absolutely inform how we interact with her in the future. Story 3. Entitled Father demands my friend to let him and his family on the plane. This didn't happen to me personally, but I was a direct witness to all of it. Characters: cuz this is pretty long, f/friend. Me/op. FB/friend's brother. MK/male Karen. MKW/male Karen wife. Backstory: my friend is rich, like really rich, like owns 2 private jets. Rich, you get the point. She and her brother are some real estate developers for rich clientele all over Asia. I was needing to get to Singapore to head back to Europe since my flight origin is in Singapore and my original flight from Indonesia was cancelled. I told my friend this, and she and her brother had business in Singapore on the day I depart from there. So they offered me a seat on one of their jets while we all go together to Singapore. I was super thankful. 2 days before, F texted me to let me know that in total there are 4 of us flying to Singapore, this important, and such details like weight and suitcase weight. Come to the day of the flight, I came first while FB was checking the plane. He was flying the plane, then F arrived. I asked quickly who the 4th passenger was, and F said it was a friend of the father's who needed to get to Singapore as well. Then MK arrived, not just him though, his wife, and 4 kids. They just poured out of the car and started running to the plane. My friend stopped them obviously and demanded an explanation, as MK said it was only him. The convo was in Cantonese, but F translated for me later on. F, what the hell is this? MK, you said it was only you. MK, yes originally, but seeing as I am in Singapore for a week I wanted to bring my family along, they just called it last minute. F, MK, we only have 4 seats on this plane. It's me, OP, you and FB, we have a small jet, it's not going to fit 5 more. MK, well you just sit in the cockpit and kick him out, what's he doing here anyways? F, he is my friend and I invited him, whereas you on the other hand is a guest. You asked me the other day what plane it was, I told you which one and you still brought more people? This is unacceptable. Put them on commercial flight but not here. MK, we still have luggage, I'm not paying extra if going commercial. And MK showed 7 or 8 bags, and these were not like duffel bags, these were huge metal hard suitcases. Probably already 4 to 5 kilograms for the bag alone. MKW, when are we boarding? It's so hot, just let the kids board, come on. FB, excuse me, I'm the pilot here, and no one is boarding. Only the 4 people that was asked. What the fuck, man? MK, I am not asking now, I am demanding you let me and my family on this plane, or I'll tell your father you disobeyed me, disobeyed your elders. F, you are forgetting that this plane belongs to the 2 of us, so we have much of a right to control who and what is getting into the plane. We are not arguing about this. It's either you get on this plane and you only, or get out. We are not dealing with this. MK, but I have children. F, so does everyone else in the world, what makes them special? We have business to do, so come on. MK, no, this is bullshit, I hate this, just let my kids and wife in, I'm begging you. F, what part of the small jet did you not understand? It's still 5 people, it's extremely unsafe since the kids are already far from being babies. MK began to get red with anger and started flinging the suitcases all over the place. One narrowly missing the plane's wing. MKW was trying to mellow the situation and even telling MK it was worth a shot, but they can fly commercial and that they have the money. MK wouldn't let up, he was wailing around, throwing suitcases. even tried to grab mine, which MKW said no. And he didn't. MKW at this point started gathering the kids to bring to the car. MK still screaming and throwing his bag even and almost hit F. At a last dash of desperation, MK started ordering F and FB as if he was the parent, threatening to ground them, threatening to call their parents or even the Transportation Safety Board and whatnot. He even tried to take a swing at F, only for him to lose his balance and fall to the ground. F was really far and he didn't even make contact. MK then literally started crying, saying all kinds of nonsense. By this time MKW had already put the kids into their car and MKW was just standing from afar seeing her husband having a tantrum. We all just stood there staring at each other and MK while he is on the ground freaking out. F, two choices, you or not. MK, I won't go unless my family is on board. F, fine then, just us three, come on OP. MKW, take this trash away, I'm not dealing with this anymore. MKW did just that, but with still some resistance. MK crying and saying it's not fair and that the children aren't susceptible to adults anymore, referring to F and FB. MKW said F and FB were adults and were having adult conversations, but MK was the child. They left and we left. I could tell F was strained and fell asleep during the entire flight. Flight was good BTW. TLDR, friend of mine invited on her jet, to which her father's friend also joined, but also his entire family. He freaked out when they couldn't join. Ended up being a toddler and throwing a tantrum, resulting in us leaving him and his family. Story 4. My aunt bullshits me and thinks she can fuck me up with €3 an hour. My aunt hired me to work for her as a helper. I'm 12 but I consented, my worst idea, and pays me €3 an hour and wants me to sweep the entire place, about 500 meters cubed, clean her setup and tools, wash the dishes, prepare for the clients and go shop for her, to name a few. And when I asked for at least 50 cents more she told me to shush and I yelled at her, but that bitch wouldn't budge. She called my dad and I got sent home and won't even get paid for today. I've worked for 3 days now, who's in the wrong? Story 5. Entitled Parents Scream at Employees for a Yogurt. Position yourself, it's July, summer, and you are spending a nice day on the local pool. A good spot, right aside the door in the shadows, equal distance to the pool and the bathrooms. For context, my local pool is split in two, pool and restaurant. Second one is open all year, unlike the pool which is just open in summer, and the rules state that you can eat outside food on the designated place for food, bar or picnic tables. So we are there, sunbathing, and we hear screams. Enter entitled mom. So apparently she snuck in a yogurt into the pool area and her son was about to eat it. Of course they were catched in the act. So I didn't hear the full thing, but it went something like this. Why are you trying to kick me? I simply gave my son a yogurt. Worker, ma'am, we just need you to eat it in the picnic area so you don't make anything filled with yog. I don't care, I gave my son a yogurt and he'll eat wherever he wants. Worker, angry ma'am, he have rules for a reason. If nobody followed these rules, we would be. Sir, I pay my taxes, I paid the entrance, I follow the law, I think I have the right to say where my kid eats his yogurt. So this went on for about 10 minutes until we left for the showers to wash and go home. We took about 10 minutes to shower. We come back out and they're still there. 20 minutes arguing about a yogurt, which was already open. That yogurt was butter by the time we left. Just so you see how some people are, ma'am, you are arguing over butter now, not yogurt. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.